touched on some lovely themes here. We've talked about, Graham, you can't actually improve on perfection. We've talked about the sheer horsepower, or should we say reindeer power, necessary to get up into low Earth orbit. And Sarah, you've been that link, that anchor between the in-orbit service and manufacturing from our International Santa Space Station and to the delivery of presence itself. There is an elephant, or rather, there's a very large reindeer in the room, though. Okay, this takes resources. Whether you're looking after your 962 reindeer, your 2,000 turkeys, or your swarm, or whatever the collective noun is, for all the Santas that will help us up in the space station. How do we go about feeding them? I'd like to bring in my great chum and space friend, Mr. Christmas Dinner himself, Stuart Preston, to share some insights on how we can improve the whole feeding of our elves, our reindeers, and not to forget the big man himself. Stuart.
Well, I was thinking about this, and I was looking up what reindeer eat. They like grass, they like herbs, they like things like that. Carrots, you know, it's up there, but it's not their favorite food. So we need to think about what the reindeer need. And if they're going to be flying for, what's 36 hours, you said,
yeah,
they're going to get bored of carrots if we keep feeding them. I know kids love to give carrots to the reindeer, but there has to be something else. So I was thinking if we did have an international Santa station where they go and pick up the presents and things like that, up there they could also have a hydroponic solution where they're growing nice herbs and some nice grasses for the reindeer, and that should keep them going. But elves, I don't know what they like to eat. Probably something nice and sweet, strawberries and cream. Maybe they like a nice, I don't know, maybe they like something spicy, chilies. I don't know. But hydroponics is definitely going to be the solution. So on the International Santa Station, they're going to have some of our products, you know, growing all that scrumptious food so that they don't have to live off carrots all night.
Still, are there limitations as to what type of vegetables you can grow in space? Now, when we have had said the C word about carrots now, but for example, in doing my research for this in-depth program, I discovered that reindeer actually like to eat moss, for example, when they're scavenging amongst the tundra. Is that type of plants that should be grown up with your kit?
I think it'd be very, very easy to grow moss. I mean, I can't stop growing it in my garden, even though I don't want to. But yeah, I think it'd be very easy to grow moss. There are restrictions, you know, some things take a lot longer to grow. And, you know, we have to think about the weight benefit of waiting for food to grow. We want to grow things fast. So yeah, there are some restrictions, but I think given time and scale, we could start to grow anything we really wanted, barring, you know, we're not going to grow an apple tree on the space station.
I saw a science fiction film with Chris somebody and another female actress where they woke up having been in cryosleep, etc. And when the real people caught up, there was actually an apple tree had grown over hundreds of years. Coming back to the whole the challenges of growing in space, vegetables in space, and other sorts of foods. Are there limitations on the size we can have, or does it have to be small, manageable containers? Just a matter of interest.
At the moment, yeah, it has to be quite small. You know, the space is limited on the space station, especially International Space Station. But with all the new commercial space stations going up, they're hopefully going to be considering that, you know, tourism is growing and things like that. So why not have entire modules? So we're looking at, sorry, my beard's falling off. It's a condition.
Is it real?
Yes, it's real. It's real.
Okay.
Promise. Yeah, no.
We were talking about limitations of growing stuff in space.
Yes, I think one of the sort of ways to go to is probably having entire sort of space station modules that are focused primarily on growing food, and that's where size can begin to shift a little bit into larger scale, so that we don't have to constantly be taking food up in cargo missions. We can start to grow everything where it's eaten rather than, you know, shipping it all up. I know the cost of launch is coming down, but let's think even more sustainable and let's grow the food where it's eaten.